Can we talk about our favorite character though?
The character who is you, and who again another character where you're like, this
That
doesn't
was
really have anything to
unbelievable
do with the
when he
movie.
just came in,
But
because
let's explain who he is.
Bill McDermott's character Mo, he comes back and
Which is, by the way, his name is Moses. There's a lot of
Moses.
biblical shit in this movie.
So he comes back, him and his girlfriend, it's a little frosty, but then they make up, and then they're having sex, right? And then we start hearing like a voice, and it's like at first I thought it was him talking, right? Like they were talking during sex, whatever. He was saying like,
But it's nasty.
it's
And
nasty.
the voice is saying nasty stuff.
And I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's what they're into, right? But we start slowly panning out away from them, and then we kind of go like out the window, and I'm like, oh, we're probably transitioning away from the scene. But the voice keeps going, and then we transition into another room where this fat, nasty, slob-looking dude
With like a greasy ass rat ponytail.
just filthy looking, sweaty, and teeth and drool, and he's looking through a long lensed camera at them, and he's the one saying all these things. And he's
watching
saying,
them,
and then he's saying, he just goes on and
filthy.
keeps saying
And
filthy
then
stuff.
when later on she's sleeping naked, he calls her, so she has to get up naked so he can like take pictures of her. And then on the phone, like it's like a video conference thing, he's saying like the nastiest shit to her.
Filthy. And he's like stroking himself, and he's just filthy. And you get a lot of close-ups of his like mouth and teeth, and just like
This chin.
he's just like gnashing and like
It's
wow.
just vile.
It's very vile.
And then he comes over to her apartment
And
and
he
he's
tones it down a little bit, but not for long. And
but he'll like say something totally normal and then just put his hand on her. And she like slaps his hand away, like, what are you doing? And it's just like so
It's
nasty.
bizarre. Yeah. And it's funny because the reason he comes over is because someone closed the blinds and he can't see. And he's like, you closed the blinds, I can't see.
And she doesn't think like that's creepy. She can tell he's creepy, but when he says
I know.
you close the but what the other thing that I thought was interesting about that scene, like from if you're looking from the point of view of a writer, he comes over and the logic is that he wants to open the blinds, but he also has been stroking it to watching her getting plowed, and he's like creepy and perverted and has all these Polaroids of naked women. He's obviously watching multiple women and stuff, right?
Or has done in the past.
Yeah, she's having trouble with her like security system, and he works for the company that installed it, and he fixes it for her. Like, wouldn't he like corrupt it or creep on it or try to set it up to feed to his video? He's just like, oh, here, I'll fix this for
Maybe
you.
that's not his thing. Like maybe
It's
he has
just
a very
like-
specific kink.
But then he meets the robot. But she does not. Oh my. No, not the anus too. Just vile.
Maybe later.
She does not seem at all like that she's worried that this robot thing is in there, but she just kind of says to him like, "Oh, by the way, there's like a
So a robot in here.
Joe, be careful." It's just like no one seems that alarmed by
He
it.
gets
and
killed
it's like-
pretty bad. Like
Yeah,
he gets like the drill goes into him and starts drilling him. That's bad enough.
that was nasty.
And then he gets his eyes poked
that
out with
part
the
was
thing,
I forgot about that.
and then
that
it's
was
like
nasty.
dragged
Yeah.
out, and then it's like stabbed and like ripped. Like he dies bad.
Yeah.
But he's so filthy.
You want him
You
to.
want it. He's
But then that
nasty.
gets it into another interesting thing with this movie of what is it really? Because if it's a slasher horror type of movie, you want the audience to care about the people who are being killed. So we're supposed to be afraid of this robot thing and think it's like this harbinger of
We
doom,
only
and the
really
government's going
care
to use it to
about-
sterilize the population. But you're like, go, who gives a shit? Kill that guy.
We really only care about her and
Moses.
and
And a little bit the
shades.
Irish guy. Yeah.
But we don't really care about any of the other characters. And I get it, with a low budget, you're not going to have a big cast. Like, you just can't.